Morning show moment
We
here.
are
Yes.
the Good Morning Friend.
Correct.
This is the morning show.
Good
we
morning,
are
High Point.
live. Once I realized that there was kind of an art to it that was intuitive, I wanted to study the science behind it.
I love that because not every inch of a space needs to be decorated
Right.
and filled,
Right.
right?
You need to let it breathe and grow. We are the ones that not only conceptualize, but we execute. We put on our cape and become the superhero, right? And
Yes.
we're the Avengers. I'm very excited to see lots of color and pattern and print, as you can tell.
I mean,
You know, we love color. There are
So-
so many people who come into design from different fields, but it's those transferable skills that actually make them really good designers.
Absolutely.
But also helps elevate the industry as a whole. Community is important. It has been the foundation for me to feel confident enough to grow and to become a better designer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful conversation. Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah, that's
This
what
is
it's about, right?
Correct. It started with conversations with designers, makers, and creatives, but now we're taking it to High Point Market because this is where it all happens. The future of design is here. It's not just about trends, it's about changing how we live. And these aren't just interviews, they're real conversations with the best in the industry. Season 3 of AVD Inspire. See you at High Point Market. Okay, it is season 3 of the AVD Inspire podcast, and we are coming to you live from High Point Market at the Cosentino showroom in Broad Hall. The lighting is beautiful, and I have a very special guest with me, Arianne Bellizaire. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I want
Al.
to do a quick little intro.
Okay.
You're an interior designer, television personality, and creative strategist, known for crafting elevated, soulful spaces that blend luxury with real-life functionality.
You got it.
I love that.
You got
I love
it.
that so much. It
How do you encapsulate what we do,
how
right?
about that?
So much.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we were just joking how we are feeling like we're almost like on a
Yes.
morning show moment
We
here.
are
Yes.
the Good Morning Friend.
Correct.
This is the morning show.
Good
we
morning,
are
High Point.
live, reporting live from High Point Market. So you might hear and see a lot of activity around us, but that is really what market is all about, right?
Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
And this is my first market, and I'm so excited to be here. You know what? And I'm so excited to talk to you today because I feel like you have done so much in your career, and I want to sort of get into that, if that's okay.
Sure, this is the place to do it.
Yeah, so what first drew you into the world of design?
Yeah, well, for me, design is a second career. So, that whole part of my bio that talks about being a creative strategist is the first hat that I wore in my professional career, which was as a marketing strategist.
Okay.
And I think having that background and bringing it into design has informed the way that I move as a designer and as a business owner. But my journey to design was actually very accidental. So my family relocated to a new city, and I had to make our home, a home.
Yes.
And I didn't really realize that that was kind of a natural talent to be able to do that. I didn't really grow up seeing or knowing anyone who did interior design or decorating. So when I went to college, that wasn't at the top of my mind as a career path.
Yeah.
But having that time to really just pick paint colors and, pick out furniture and flip around space plans, I just fell in love with the process of that. And then I would meet new friends and have them offer or invite me.
Gotcha.
invite me to come and help them with their spaces. And it wasn't until many people asked me to do it that I realized not everyone had that gift of seeing.
Absolutely.
Right. And so once I realized that there was kind of an art to it that was intuitive, I wanted to study the science behind it because if I was going to charge people to do it, I wanted to make sure I got it right every time.
I love that.
That was my entry into interior design. And I have loved every minute of it. I think that it is such a rewarding career because you are really impacting people's lives at the place that is their sanctuary.
Absolutely.
And your job is just to listen and then create a space that makes them feel seen and heard and loved and appreciated.
Oh,
in whatever version that is.
That is absolutely right. And I think, you sort of hit it right there where it's just like, not only are we creating spaces that are beautiful, but functional in a way that people just feel good.
Yeah, they feel like you can just be, right?
Yes.
The best space to me is when someone can walk in and just feel like they can be themselves,
Correct.
right? They feel
Yes.
comfortable. They feel like it's the reflection of who they are.
Yes.
Their brain gets to rest, and it's their favorite place in the world. Like if you have for me, my home is like my favorite place. I love to
Correct.
travel, but I love to come home.
Sanctuary.
And I want to create that for my clients as well.
Do you think that's where design is going now too? I feel like it's less about oh, I want to keep up with the Joneses or want my space to
Yes,
look like that. It's more about personality. It's
absolutely
about
right.
texture. It's about making spaces just feel livable.
Yeah, livable and feel aligned with your personal brand. They may not
Mm,
use those words.
yes.
That's that marketing brain of mine. But I think that the quest for clients is to have a designer come alongside them and uncover what is it about you that makes you
Hmm.
you,
Totally.
and what do you want to see reflected back to you in your space that reminds you of not only who you are today, but who you aspire to be.
Hmm.
And so that's where we have maybe some blank walls that are going to be where we find treasures and bring them in, right? It's
Yes.
like giving them the space for it to breathe and evolve,
That's
as well
amazing.
as feeling like, okay, it gets who I am and where I am right
Right.
now.
And seeing the thing is, it's like, I love that because not every inch of a space needs to be decorated and
Right.
filled, right?
Right. You
It's
need to
like,
let it breathe and grow.
great.
And there's an art to making a space feel complete
Hmm.
without making sure every space is covered,
I
if that
love
makes
that.
sense,
It
right?
does make sense.
So that way when a client comes in, you're giving them permission to say, you're going to travel. I know that
Yeah.
about you, right? I know you
Hmm.
love to collect tapestries, cloths that you might frame,
Hmm.
art pieces, or family photos.
Hmm.
And so if we cover every inch or just buy things to say we put it up there, we're missing an opportunity for you to reflect your life's journey
Absolutely.
in your home.
That's beautiful. That's exactly right. All right, it's time for a quick break, and this one's coming from actual experience. I've been using Cosentino surfaces across many of my projects, and for me, it's about knowing exactly what you're getting. Once it's specified, it shows up the way you expect. The finish, the tone, the way that it just sits in the space. Whether I'm using Decton or Silestone, it just stays consistent in terms of design and of course performance, which is huge when you're managing timelines and installs. If you're working on something right now, go check out a Cosentino showroom or connect with a local rep. It takes a lot of guesswork off the table, which you know I love. Okay, so was there a defining moment in your career that you feel that like shaped your design voice?
I think that, first of all, coming to events like High Point
Mm-hmm.
lets you see so much in a concentrated period of time and area
Yeah.
that that I was fortunate to start coming to High Point early in my career. I would say maybe within the first year or two of starting my business, I was coming to market, and I started coming twice a year.
Okay.
And that really allows you to see the spectrum
Okay.
of different design styles and different levels of quality and develop relationships with the manufacturers. And so for me, I went from a very broad lens of what I thought design was and what,
Mm-hmm.
an aesthetic should be, to then kind of understanding, oh, well, if you know all of the elements and the players, then you can start to see what you're drawn to. You can start
Mm-hmm.
listening to, what your clients are repeating in your region they're drawn to, what's appropriate for them. And
Absolutely.
then it makes your job easier because now you're kind of more focused when you come to a High Point where you're
Correct.
like, okay, there are millions of things I could see, but I only need to see,
Yeah.
1% of it because
Correct.
that's what's relevant to me. So
Absolutely.
coming to market helped me narrow down my particular aesthetic,
Mm-hmm.
without me being someone who wanted to have like a very firm thumb on my designs. Like,
Right.
I didn't want to be a designer where you were like, oh, that's an Arianne Bellizaire original.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Like
I-
pigeonholed into some
no.
sort of design
Yes.
moment.
I think
Yeah.
there's definitely a consistent ethos. There's a consistent philosophy of how I design, when I
Mm-hmm.
talked about wanting them to feel seen and heard, but I don't want to be tied to a specific look because
Yeah.
I think that robs the clients of their individuality and ability to have a space reflect them.
I love that so much.
That's the goal, right?
And I feel like our audience is really going to get so much from this because I feel like any new designer that's out there that's sort of trying to make a go of it, I feel like this is the moment that they need to hear that. It's like you
Yeah,
don't
it's part
necessarily need to have a certain style, you
no, it's
know?
part of the journey of learning. I think we kind of all go through that, but there's a freedom in knowing you don't have to be pigeonholed into one style or look.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So this season, I have sort of themed season 3 of AVD Inspire to be the future of design.
Okay.
Just because I think it's so different and things are changing
Yeah.
constantly with
Yeah.
AI and
Mhm.
everything that's being introduced. Where do you see the future of design going and what is exciting you the most about
Yeah,
it?
you know what I'm so excited about, and this is going to be a very controversial take, but I am excited about taking on the challenge of remaining relevant in a world that is enamored by AI.
Yeah.
I think that you could either be very afraid
Mm-hmm.
of AI and think that it's going to
Yes.
take your job, or you could be in my camp, which is I believe AI can be a tool, but in no way can AI ever replace the human element.
Absolutely not.
It can't replace lived experience.
Correct.
It can't replace the ability to sit like this with you and ask you questions and be nuanced no matter what ChatGPT does.
Listen, the time and place,
It's
right?
a time and place, and it's a tool, but it cannot
Mhm.
replace the very high touch part of this business
Absolutely.
that I think is what makes us special. And so I am really excited about being a voice and a supporter and an advocate of the relevancy of this industry and why people should still want to come into interior design and why they
Correct.
should still feel like there's viability in there because we do make a difference.
Absolutely.
And we are the ones that not only conceptualize, but we execute. And that's something that AI cannot do.
Execution.
Execution, which
100%.
is the labor.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
hardest
what we do.
part. It's what we do.
Yeah.
It's where we put on our cape and become the superhero. Right? And
Yes.
we're the Avengers. You're having your coffee. We're here saving the world.
Absolutely.
And it's the piece and part that people don't see and don't really credit us with, but it is what it takes to make a concept become reality.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I'm excited about. It's the challenge of really beating the drum of that message so that people still feel excited about coming into this industry.
And that is the future of design. You know what I mean? And you just said it so beautifully. And I think that's absolutely right. You know, using technology to our benefit and in a way that is going to maybe lessen our workload.
That's right.
But not necessarily take away our
No,
jobs,
there are certain
you
things that I use AI for in my job that have absolutely changed the game and made me much more efficient. Much more efficient. And it's something that a person doesn't need to do, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
But it's a tool.
Yeah.
It's a tool that I use, but I still absolutely have to be there.
Brilliant.
To make
I
sure
love
my
it.
clients are taken
I
care of.
love it. So speaking of design community, I feel like that's so important. And that's sort of what I'm trying to build
Yeah.
with AVD Inspire, just talking to different designers and about their journeys. How do you think the design community has influenced your growth?
Oh my gosh, I could not do what I do without the design community. And that is everything from designers to, manufacturers, vendors, trades. It is all about community. I'm only one piece of the puzzle. Again, we talked about that execution.
Yes.
I need competent trades. I need really great products. I need the relationship with those manufacturers to be able to call them if something goes wrong or if I need something special, and so that has informed the way that I divvy up my time with design. Like I really make sure that I protect the time to build into relationship.
Right.
But also I know that loneliness is real. It's very, very real to feel like you're in a silo because this is an industry where most of us are solopreneurs, right?
Yes,
We're just
absolutely.
like me, myself, and I, in the words of Beyonce. And you're right.
Amen.
If so, like to be able to know you have people who are going through similar situations or maybe are a little bit ahead of you and can give you some advice.
Yes.
Community is important. It has been the foundation for me to feel confident enough to grow and to become a better designer. And now my responsibility is to just make sure that I'm pouring back into the community.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful conversation. Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah, that's what it's about, right?
Correct.
That's what it's about.
Absolutely. So we're at High Point. There's lots of trends and new materials that are out there that we're seeing. Are there any materials, colors, or design directions that you're sort of drawn towards right now?
Well, first, I'm very excited to see lots of color and pattern and print, as you can tell.
I mean,
we love color.
yes.
So very, very excited to see people embrace color. That again, I think that's a part of this trajectory of going from I want to feel safe and accepted to I want to have personal expression, right?
Yes.
And that confidence shift is what we're seeing in interiors. But for materials, I mean, we happen to be in Broad Hall. We are in the Cosentino showroom. They have launched two incredible collections that I am excited about. Eclos is one, but there's also, I don't know if you've seen Amazonic.
I have
It's a
not.
wood-like, it's a wood-like material that can be applied vertically or horizontally. It can be flooring, it can be cladding, but
See,
it
that's the
looks
beauty.
and feels
Yeah.
like wood.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay.
It's gorgeous.
I'm
And I
gonna
think
have
it
to
comes in
check it
like
out.
2 or 3 colorways.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
beautiful, but I could see using it even like on cabinetry doors or, on facades or on flooring. So like materials like that are exciting to me because they give us that warm look that we want, but
Yes.
the durability of
And it's just not for countertops anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
you
like
can use
the
it in-
possibilities are endless.
Absolutely. I love that.
So super excited about that.
Okay. Is there sort of a trend that you're loving right now?
Let me think, because I like to observe what's happening thematically, but I don't like to tie myself too much to trends because I don't want to be swayed to. And also, I feel like I do a lot of gentle fighting with my clients
Okay.
to not like get hung up on trends, because they'll go, oh, well, that means that's the right way to do something, or
Right.
what I should like. And I'm like,
Okay.
no, that just means it's a theme.
Yes.
It's just a, a
Oh my God.
thread, right?
Can we just go back to gentle fighting? What's that? I feel like that.
It's a courageous conversations,
I love that.
because you're like trying to make it their idea,
Yes.
but you're like pushing back gently. You're like, no, are you sure you really don't like that? But regardless of that, I think the theme, that I mentioned before is just this kind of bold, like adventurous quest for things that are unexpected. So again, like, for example, that Amazonic material, you would walk past it, but when you figure out what it is, it's like that unexpected. I think that theme, even if it's in upholstery and maybe the way a cushion is constructed. My friend Duval Reynolds has a collection with Cheryl that he launched yesterday. High points about the parties. Next time you come, we're going to the parties.
I love it. I love it.
He had a launch party, and one of the things that I learned about his collection is in his upholstery collection, he's got cushions that he designed for the sofa that are like this hybrid cushion that keeps its form.
Okay.
So it's firm, but it keeps its form when you get up. But he also designed it to where the back of the cushion is the same, because many of his clients' pets sit on top of the...
And you always get that little indentation.
So like, he was smart. And so that's something you wouldn't know walking past it. But I think in terms of a trend, it's really having manufacturers and designers work together to center the client experience.
I love that.
And to say, what does the client need? What are the gaps we need to fill and how they live?
Yes.
Instead of just saying, oh, that's part of livability and it's the little patina on it, right? It's like, no, we can actually give you an experience that you don't feel bad about your pet being on the sofa. Totally. They're your loved ones.
Longevity,
right?
Sustainability, all of those things.
All
so
of those
important.
things,
yes. Brilliant. Sure. I love that. Okay, it's break time. Before we jump back in, I want to flip the perspective for a second. Sometimes the material just doesn't support the design, it actually pushes it further. That's what I found with Cosentino. You start thinking beyond the obvious, using it in ways that aren't just countertops or backsplashes, and suddenly the whole space feels so much more intentional, which is the way I love to design. It kind of opens up your options instead of limiting them. And when that happens, the design starts to feel so much more layered and curated. If you're curious, head to cosentino.com and explore what makes them my trusted source. Is there some advice that you would give to the next generation of designers entering this world?
God bless you.
Yeah.
Because it's a lonely journey at first. You doubt yourself a lot. And the one piece of advice I would give to a new designer, because I would give it to myself, if I could tell little Ari before she really got into it, was never, ever doubt your value at being at the table. Never, ever wait for someone to give you permission to do something you're passionate about. And that comes from me feeling like, as a type A personality who's very by the book, coming into this industry, not having gone the traditional route, I had so many personal hangups about that. And so, listen, I would never tell you don't go to school. If you know you want to be a designer in high school, go to college for design. But if you are finding this passion and you've already started your journey, don't doubt that you can absolutely have a successful career and learn what you need to learn and do what you need to do to be a part of this community. And there are people like us who want to help you and mentor you and provide resources so that you can come in and bring your spin on what design means and continue to give us the relevancy we need as an industry. If you're a new designer, don't doubt yourself. You absolutely have a voice and you have value, and make sure that you reach out to people like us who could mentor you and maybe help you, give you resources so that you can bring your own spin to the industry and keep us relevant.
Absolutely. It's never just this straightforward sort of path, no matter what you're doing. And especially with design, it's that creative field, but it can take you in so many different avenues. Many directions, right?
And there's so many people who come into design from different fields, but it's that extra, like those transferable skills that actually make them really good designers.
Absolutely.
But also helps elevate the industry as a whole.
Correct.
There's room for everybody.
Well, this has just been an absolute delight.
I know, you're the best.
You're the best. This is great.
I definitely hope that I can come and do this again with you.
Well, listen, I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm coming to you.
Okay, you come to me.
Absolutely.
We'll be members. We'll do on location.
Correct.
And then when you come back to market, we'll do all the parties together. Oh, that would be fun.
Oh my God.
We should do like Girl on the street, man on the street.
Let's do
red
it.
carpet
Let's
interview.
do it. Let's do
I
it.
see it. I
Oh
see
my
the
God.
vision.
Can we please
I
do
think
that?
we should do that.
Oh my God.
Okay.
We're going to pitch it. We're going to pitch it.
Who do we
We're gonna
call? You get somebody on
So
it.
before we go, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram. That's probably the social media platform I'm most active on. And you can find me at Arianne Bellizaire Interiors, or YouTube, or my website, Arianne Bellizaire. Just make sure you spell the name right, because otherwise you'll be lost.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll put it in our show notes.
Great.
It's going to be on our socials and everything like that. But before we go, I have some quick fire questions for you.
Okay.
So if you want to answer it, you can. If you don't, you can just say pass.
Okay.
And just, a little sentence, one word answer. Design pet peeve.
What is my pet peeve? I think it's just rigidity, like not being willing to be open to possibilities.
Okay, I love that. Your design hero.
Oh gosh. Zaha Hadid.
Oh, bless. Most excited to see at High Point Market.
The people.
Oh,
The
that's
people.
nice. Your go-to furniture piece.
Oh, my go-to is probably a really, really good small drink table. You
Okay.
can fit them anywhere and use them for anything.
Yes, I love that. Do you have a fave wallpaper?
I have a fave wallpaper personally.
Mhm.
I went to London a few years ago and actually saw them paint the Fromental
Oh my
painting,
God,
And I
yes.
brought home a small sample,
Gorgeous.
framed.
Love
And
it.
it is it's a wallpaper, but it's framed as a piece of art. But that's my favorite thing because of the memory of seeing that.
Amazing. Color of the moment?
Aubergine.
Oh, pattern or texture?
Texture.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Well, this has
Good.
been a delight. Thank you.
You are the best. Thank you
so much.
You are the best. Thank you.
And I just wish you the best.
Same.
And happy High Point Market to you.
Same. I hope you have
And
a blast.
we're going to get on that red carpet, honey.
Okay, we're doing it. Stat.
Okay, there is so much happening here right now. High Point is buzzing. There's people walking around everywhere. And what an incredible episode that was. Arianne Bellizaire, you are a true gem, and I cannot wait to have you on the podcast again. Thank you, as always, to High Point Market and, of course, Cosentino for this beautiful space. You can head over to cosentino.com for more information, or talk to a local rep, or visit a Cosentino center near you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to the AVD Inspire podcast so we can continue to spread the inspiration. And we'll see you next episode.